Greetings, Kindred. I am Voivode Maketch, and welcome back to Level by Level, where in this playlist we are going over animalism and all of the powers that discipline has to offer. Specifically, today we are going over a very interesting additive to Vampire the Masquerade. This power was originally a part of Protean in the Vampire the Requiem game, and it was carried over here and placed in Animalism, where I actually think it belongs, because where Protean has to deal with the physical changes that someone might go through when practicing the discipline, if you're a Gangrel or a Tzimisce, Sense the Beast actually fits more into Animalism because it has a lot to do with the mental and social mechanics of vampires over the physicality. Now, the book says for Sense the Beast, the vampire can sense the beast present in mortals, vampires, and other supernaturals, gaining a sense of their nature, hunger, and hostility. That is so much more than it was in Requiem. In Requiem, it was just you were not affected by another vampire's beast, because in that system, the first time two vampires met, they were faced with a flight or fight scenario, considering what their blood potency was. If you ran into a vampire who was much stronger than you, you did have a tendency to want to flee. If you had run into a vampire who was weaker than you, you wanted to pounce and devour, which I always found a very interesting mechanic. And as much as I enjoy it, I'm very glad that it's not in Masquerade, because it does give the human side a little bit more to fight for than the beast itself. Given the fact that you can now sense the beast in general, it almost works as an auspex, and I'm very surprised that this Sense the Beast wasn't a Sense the Unseen Animalism amalgam, but it fits very well where it is, not complaining at all. The cost to activate Sense the Beast is free. It is always active. It's one of those disciplines that is just on in the background. It's a background program that's constantly running, and the storyteller needs to be aware when they are having NPCs tracking or following that they could very well be sensed. This very well fits into almost a danger sense category. Dice pools are Resolve plus Animalism versus Composure plus Subterfuge. The system states roll Resolve plus Animalism versus Composure plus Subterfuge. A win allows the user to sense the level of hostility in a target, whether the person is prepared to do harm or determined to cause it, and determine whether they harbor a supernatural beast, marking them as a vampire or a werewolf. On a win, a critical gives the user information on the exact type of creature, as well as their hunger or rage level. This power can be used both actively and passively, warning the user of aggressive intent in their immediate vicinity. The various aspects of this discipline are so fulfilling to me. I love the fact that this discipline, this highly underused discipline, has the ability to pick up hostility. This gives you the ability to tell if something around you is causing you harm. This is Spider Sense for those of you who are Spider-Man fans. And the fact that if you get a critical, you can actually tell whether or not something is a vampire or a werewolf is also pretty interesting, due to the fact that they are comparing your hunger levels and your rage levels. This actually gives a little bit of foreshadowing, in my opinion, on what we might be able to think mechanics are going to be like when it comes to Werewolf 5th Edition, which this video is obviously made before that comes out. Duration, passive. You don't actually have to activate this. However, it can be activated. So, players, as much as the storyteller does need to keep in mind that this is a thing and should probably have a little scrap of paper on their storyteller screen or something to just keep them in the mindset that they should be throwing you your resolve plus animalism rolls, you yourself can also activate this if you feel that it might be necessary. So, very short, very simple. I love this power. We are 2 levels into Animalism, and both of them are additive powers that have never been seen before in Vampire the Masquerade, and I love that. I love the fact that we are getting more instinctual powers that have to deal with the beast in general and not just animalisms overall. I am Voivode Maquette. This is our World of Darkness and Level by Level, where we have just looked into the details of Sense the Beast. Class dismissed.